Greetings, everyone. Welcome again to another live session. Are you here? Welcome, everyone. I want to thank you over and over again. Hello, everyone. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Okay, sorry, I had a little issue with the network. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much. I hope the sound is clear. Please give me a thumbs up if I'm really clear. I want to be sure before I continue. Okay, so am I clear enough? Can you hear me? Can you see me, please? All right, thank you so much for joining me. This is day 14 of our 31 days challenge. Thank you again and again for always being here. My name is Rachel Okpako. I am your family coach. Okay, I focus on children and teenagers, coaching and counseling, and parents coaching. Okay, so today we are on our next challenge and we're looking at who is your child's hero? Thank you so much. Thank you. Who is your child's hero? Who is your child's confidant? All right. I think I'm going to focus a little more on the hero because we have something related to the next one tomorrow. Who is your child's hero? Who does your child admire? Do you know who they would like to be like or who they are trying to model after? Do you know? I'm hoping that you have asked, or I'm hoping that you go back to ask or you go back to observe. Because as children grow up, yes, of course, as the parents become the first models or the first heroes, they are everywhere. Oh, mom, dad are my favorites. But as they keep growing up, by the time they get to their preteens, by the time they get to teenage, they begin to look up to people out there because they have become more exposed to the media, more exposed to books, more exposed to things. So they begin to picture who they would prefer to be like or what they want their life to turn out like. Or sometimes some of these heroes just begin to choose them because of influences or because of things that surround them. All right, we're going to go into all of that. But who is your child's hero? Do you know? As parents, we need to know what influence is shaping our children's values. What influence is shaping your children's aspirations? What influence is shaping even the values that you must have set for your children? What influence is shaping or reshaping it? What influence is shaping the character of our teenagers? What influence is shaping the identity of our preteens? Okay, so one of the significant influences in this regard is the concept of heroes, which we are about to talk about, the concept of role models, of mentors. Because when children get to a certain age, let's say from like 6, 7, 8, they begin to see things, they begin to see other people, and they want to copy, they want to emulate. So today we're going to look at the impact of heroes on our children. We're going to look at the roles they play or the roles they play in their lives, in their development. We're going to look at the roles we can play as children in nurturing these heroes, especially the choices our children are to make as regards choosing their heroes. We will look at how to nurture it, how to help them make the right choices. We're going to look at how to make ourselves as parents our children's heroes, because I feel like that's the safest zone they can be in. We're going to look at empowering our children with positive role models. Okay? Because role models can impact our children in so many ways. Role models can come in form of family members, you, the parents, grandparents, siblings. Role models can come in form of relatives, different kind of relatives, especially the ones that we surround our homes with. Yes, there are some homes that have so many relatives in the house, so children can pattern themselves that way. Children may begin to look up to them. Children may begin to look up to them. So role models could be celebrities. Role models could be celebrities like actors, actresses, artists. Role models could be celebrities like athletes, okay, innovators. Children see all these things, okay. A lot of boys now are looking up to being like Cristiano Ronaldo, like the Messis, and most of the time, by the time they follow them at their early age, before you know it, they follow them into their teenage and begin to follow them to the point of knowing about them, their background, knowing exactly what they are doing. So some of these influences, are they good enough for your children? Are they good enough for them? Because whether we like it or not, a lot of them will have them as their heroes. Okay? Teachers could be a child's books from the some of them choose either the protagonist or the antagonist. They could choose anything. That's why I see some children from reading books, they begin to build up some certain characters. Some children from watching cartoons, they begin to learn some negative habits of some of those cartoon characters. So what exactly are you modeling or are you showing your child? What is shaping your child's character? What's shaping your child's habits? What new things are you observing and what have you done about it? Okay, let's look at the impacts of some heroes on our children. Now, you know that heroes can impact our children both positively and negatively. So, how are they impacting your child? Is it positively? Okay, is it positively? Heroes can inspire our children. Heroes can motivate our children. Our children could read some books and they become so motivated. I remember reading a story of I wrote a book by Brett Haggins, and he was talking about how his dad just gave he and his twin brother piles of books and when they were about 15 or 16, and that turned their lives around. After reading those books, they started their blogs. After reading those books, they started different things. They started building themselves and they had lots of followers. They started their shows. They started reaching out to people. That was how their life started. So it's either your child has a positive hero that will inspire them or a negative hero that will reduce that aspiration. Whether we like it or not, the likes of Naira Marley, right? The likes of some of these celebrities that we speak against, they have people following them. They have people that has chosen them as heroes. Whether we like it or not, there are people that are ready to go all the way to know everything that is going on in their lives. And most of people are teenagers. Most of these people are teenagers, and sadly, even some of our children, they know their dance steps, they know everything, and then they go on to know more about them, know more about what they do. They go online, they see them smoking, and they begin to have pictures of themselves also doing the same thing. Okay, role models can inspire your children. Okay, just by observing their behaviors, they can be inspired. Just by observing their behaviors, their motivation may be limited. Okay, they might begin to adopt some very harmful habits. They might begin to adopt, they've seen them smoking, they've seen them doing things, they might begin to adopt it. How did sagging start? How did even children start sagging? because they saw some of these celebrities doing the same thing. So they just feel, oh, it's okay to do it. So we have to be careful. It's important that your child has positive heroes all around them. And how do we do that? It is this positive heroes that we demonstrate the positive behaviors we desire to see in our children. It is this positive heroes that we counteract the effect or the impact of negative heroes or negative models around them. Okay, that is why I would say that we intentionally place or these positive heroes in their lives, or we guide them to choosing positive heroes. Positive heroes can expose our children to new ideas, to new cultures, to new perspectives, to new to it can they can make them very curious, very open-minded. And on the other hand, they can expose them to negative things that can create some form of confusion or some form of conflicts in the minds of our children. They begin to normalize some very immoral behavior, some very bad behaviors. Why do we have children telling their parents that they are no longer boys, they want to be girls? These things are real. Why do we have teenagers desiring to dress, teenage boys desiring to look like girls, teenage girls desiring to look like boys? Okay, if you scroll through the internet, you will see these things display themselves. And funny enough, the sad thing is that a lot of us expose our children so early to some of these things, and they see them. All right, you think your children are you've trained them enough, or even at 12 you're giving them phone, you're giving them access to whatever, and they see these things, they begin to admire them, they become really gullible and fall for a lot of these things. So negative influences can make them normalize bad behaviors. When a negative influence is consistently modeled, they begin to tolerate some of those things that most times they even counteract the values that you have taught them as their parents. That is what happens. If they are exposed to negative influences, those values may be counterbalanced. Okay, so we have to be very careful. Heroes can serve as sources of guidance. Yes, we have mentorship programs for children, we have mentorship programs for teenagers. If you place them right, they can serve to help your children or your teenagers become or guide them into the path that you, the parents, desire for them. Okay, like we have a session with the children, we have session with the teens in our inner circle, and I tell you, it's always mind-blowing to come up every weekend, seeing them, even if it's just for a few hours. They hear these things every weekend, and you think it's just a joke. It's not. It sticks over time. It sticks. So as parents, we must understand and identify these heroes. Now, how do we do that? You have to observe your child's behavior, observe your child's preferences. What does your child prefer? All right, at the beginning, the first day of this challenge, we talked about your child's favorites and least favorites. All right, it covers every area. What do they prefer? What are their favorites? Who are their favorites? Because some of our children, if you ask them, oh, who do you like? Who do you want to be like? He will tell you, oh, Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo is a footballer, yes, but are they only following his career? Are they only following him as a footballer? All right, or they go on to follow other aspects, everything he does, the way he bends his leg. That is what happens with a lot of our teenagers. Some of them, it influences their movements, it influences the way they talk, it influences every aspect of them. So you need to know what are their interests. You need to take note of who they spend most of their time talking about. Like I know in my home, when it comes to football, I know that my son, my first son, loves Cristiano Ronaldo a lot. So at every point in time, he does, this is how he does it when he scores his goal. This is what he does. So even when you tell him, okay, you are going to do something about football, like the first choice will always be Cristiano Ronaldo. So these things are always visible. You have to see, you have to know. So that when you know it, you can say, okay, this is the aspect of Cristiano Ronaldo I like. But I can talk to my son about some negative aspects I do not like about him. This is the reason you need to know this. All right, you need to know who they want to act like. For kids, you will see them when they finish watching cartoon, they begin to talk like a certain character that they prefer. They begin to act like a certain character that they prefer. But unfortunately, a lot of things are creeping into our cartoons and movies, even the ones for children. They are infusing a lot of negative morals, a lot of bad morals to it. But if you do not observe, you may never know. Okay, and I always talk about initiating conversations on these issues or on these topics. Initiate conversations. By the time you keep talking to them, you get talking to them, you would know if they are actually in line. You will know if the person they're actually following is in line with your values. If they are aligned with your values, you would know. Pay attention to their emotions. Pay attention to how they behave, to what they're enthusiastic about. Pay attention to it. Pay attention to how passionate they are about a particular person. In fact, funny enough, an area that we ignore as parents is the area of books. Pay attention to the books they read. And I always say again, guide them intentionally. Who do you allow into your home? Who do they see? Who do they spend most of their time with? Those persons may just turn out to become their heroes. So you need to monitor their books, monitor the adults in your home, monitor the children that come around your home, monitor the video games, the online content they are exposed to, monitor the TV shows that they are exposed to. I have asked a few children questions. I mean, children that are less than 10, they'll tell you that they watch action movies. I mean, what action movie is for a child? What action movie is for a child? Why are children watching action movies? They pick their heroes, and before you know it, they become violent and aggressive because they feel it is okay. So we have to be sensitive to these things. Another thing we can do is place yourself. See, there is no better role model a child will have than you, their parents. Be your child's hero. Be your child's hero. You cannot be your child's hero just by keeping yourself anyhow. Because children, they know what they want. They want the extraordinary. They want something different. And when you see superheroes on TV, superheroes, or you just see people doing something different, people looking good, people, they just love it. So you can add the extra to that will make your child want to prefer being around you. So let them see all the amazing things that they go out there to see. Let them see it in you. Make yourself wonderful. Make yourself a hero or a heroine for your child. There is no other better explanation to why our children will want to choose heroes out. Even our teenagers, we can be our teenagers' heroes. Yes, we can be their heroes. We can be the people that they want to look up to, they want to talk to at every point in time. Yes, family first, but we don't have to let down our own dreams. We don't have to lose ourselves because we want to focus only on family. There can be a balance. That's one of the things we talked about when we discussed motherhood and rediscovering and nurturing your identity a few days ago. So you can be your child's hero. You can be their safe space. You can be that superman. You can be that superwoman. You can show them the behavior that you want them to admire, that you want them to emulate. You can show them calmness. You can model calmness. You can model someone that has a drive for passion, someone that has a drive for their dreams. You can model it because they are seeing all these things. So it's important to ask what exactly you are modeling. You can model these things. One of our biggest parenting mistakes is losing ourselves. That's one of our biggest parenting mistakes, losing ourselves in the process in such a way that our children just, this is my mom, they get so familiar with us. So we have to intentionally put ourselves in that position. Okay? See, they watch everything you do. You want to be their hero. You don't treat your spouse very well. You want to be their hero. You don't show them affection. You want to be their hero. You don't spend time with them. You want to be their hero. You don't show them what it means to live, what it means to have fun. You're always so as if everything around you is always sadness, is always gloomy. We have to intentionally show them that there is life around us, there is fun around us, there is energy. Come on, parents, bring on your energy. They want to see it. Bring on that energy. They want to see it. They want to see you the way they picture who they want to be. And it's not their fault that they don't choose some of that teenagers don't choose some of their parents. It's nobody's fault. It's because they don't see it in you. They don't see the reason to. So my last advice or my last remark is, be the hero your child would love to admire. Be the hero your child will want to have. Be the hero your child will want to be. Thank you so much for joining me again. Be your child's motivation. Be your child's drive and passion. Be the motivator of your child's passion. Thank you for joining me today. I'm glad you joined me. I hope to see you again tomorrow, and I hope that you found this session amazing. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.